We have a special guest that's joining us via Skype from Maplewood, New Jersey. We have Jonah Zimiles with us. I hope I said it right this time. And did I get it right? There's Jonah. And Jonah, you own a bookstore. We've been saying it's the Maplewood Bookstore, but in fact it has a different name. Tell us.
Yes, the name is Words, and we are Maplewood's Bookstore. We're an independent bookstore in Maplewood, New Jersey.
Absolutely fabulous. And so you are the owner, and you also help to run this bookstore.
That's correct. My wife and I are the owners, and I kind of supervise and run the place with the help of many dedicated and excellent employees.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Well, Jonah, tell us, you have a very distinctive mission that connects to autism. Can you tell us what that is?
Sure. We opened the bookstore 4 years ago, it's really a twin mission of serving our community at large and serving the autism community in particular. I have a son who's now turning 17 with autism. We have an older daughter as well. And right when the recession hit, the little local bookstore was going out of business. And put a sign up, and my wife suggested that we should buy the bookstore and I should run it. And that's what we did. And I was a little reluctant because bookstores are not, I just graduated. I went back at age 50 to get, I used to be a lawyer. I went back at age 50 to get my MBA, and I just graduated from Columbia. And I knew that bookstores were not the most booming business. He felt that it was really important for our community. We both felt to have a bookstore in town. And we also had wanted to do a vocational training program for young people with autism. And she said, why don't we do it in the context of a real business? And so that's what we've done for the last 4 years.
What is this wonderful wife's name of yours?
Ellen Zimiles.
All right. Well, she sounds like a saint.
Yes.
And much behind it.
She certainly is.
Behind every great man is a great woman, as they say. First of all, Shannon and I want to commend you. This has been a topic that we've been covering on our webcast about our young adults and our teenagers that are moving into the world and where they're going to be employed, what they're going to do, how we're going to encourage businesses to hire them. So you are actually doing this.
Which I love.
So what has this experience been like since you opened the store? What has it been like for you and for your family?
It's been fabulous. And in particular, I think it's good to step back and to look at what it was to open, because when we opened the store, I didn't have any experience in retail or in the book business. And also, while I obviously knew a lot of kids with autism, didn't have experience with vocational training. But what I found immediately from the day we opened was the place quickly became a center for people with autism in our community and neighboring communities, that it was a place that they could come in and spend time there, whether they purchase something or not, and feel safe and at home and not worry about any kind of stereotypy or any type of odd behaviors the kids may express. And it gives me just an incredibly warm feeling. When I'm in my office and I hear one of our kids in the store shopping, it's really a wonderful feeling that I have.
Well, I think it's remarkable. I'm told that the name of the store, that there's a little story that goes along with why you decided to call it Words. Can you share that with us? Yeah,
there are two parts to it, but the name was actually an advertising agency actually came up with a name for us. And what I think is really wonderful about that was that I'd been told that, once we said we were going to open up the store, that there was this agency in New York, Barker DZP, that was going to that they said, gee, we'll give you a little help. And I went in to see them, and I thought that they were going to spend 30 minutes talking to me about things that I needed to do in terms of brand design or something. And it turned out that they'd had 7 people working on this project, and they'd come up with a list of 30 names. And we have a beautiful, if you go on our website, wordsbookstore.com, you'll see we have a beautiful color scheme, which they had designed it, and branding. And they gave us a list of 30 names. And the reason we chose Words was because it fit in beautifully with the motif of both books, which we are a general purpose bookstore, and also with the fact that our kids find our young people find words so challenging in the autism.
Absolutely.
You know, this sounds like an idea that I could see expanding across the country.
We would love to do that. In fact, that is our long-term goal. To help other people, again, take our model and to open up in other communities where appropriate.
Can I ask you to just share how, you talked a bit about how the community has responded. How many young people do you employ that are on the autism spectrum? And can you share some experiences you've had with them and what this has done for their self-esteem?
Yeah. So, for example, we currently have 2 people who are on our payroll with autism, but we also do a large amount of job sampling and job training through local schools. And in the last 4 years, we've had about 50 individuals work in our store. And we've seen remarkable improvements in how they've done. There was one young lady who worked there, and it was the first time she'd ever gotten a paycheck, and she came home and said to her mom, gee, I feel like a real kid now.
Isn't that amazing?
And we've had other great success with our.
Well, this is amazing, Jonah. I think we should take a break, and then when we come back, we want to meet some of the people who work in your store. Will that be okay?
Yes.
All right. So those of you watching us, stick with us. We're going to be back after these messages.
Hi, we're back with Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy, and we have a special guest here, Jonah Zimiles, right? Zimiles, like similes. I should know that. Who runs the Words Bookstore in Maplewood, New Jersey, which is a wonderful, wonderful business that has employed individuals with autism. It was inspired by Jonah's journey with his son, Daniel, and thank you for being with us, Jonah.
Thank you for having us.
And you have been joined by 2 of your employees. Can you introduce them to us?
Sure. There's Judy Rubashkin, who has done a lot of work with us, working with our special needs employees. She's a regular staff person at our bookstore, but she has kind of helped and supervised many of our special needs employees. And there's Pat Cotter, who is our store manager, who has done that as well.
Wonderful. So glad to be joined by all of you. And we want to point out that the guests that are joining you are not people who are on the autism spectrum, but they are people, as you were saying, who work with you on a daily basis and work with your staff. And you said that you have 2 people currently on the payroll who are on the autism spectrum, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I think this is a wonderful opportunity because you were saying during the break how you hope that more businesses will want to do this kind of thing and that this will spread, that more people will take the opportunity to do this. But I think a lot of times they have fear about what will this be like. So can you ladies tell us about what the actual day-to-day has been like? Has this been rewarding for you? Have you had challenges? Talk to us about it.
Oh, it's great. I mean, because I work with both individuals. I work with one of the individuals who is, I would say he's in his 20s, and he does a lot of our recycling work. He does driving for us, and he's always very willing to help out, and he really wants to please, and he has a good head on his shoulders, and he just needs sometimes a little bit more encouragement. But he's a great, great kid. And I think he also gets an amazing amount of satisfaction that he's in a typical workplace, and that he can ask questions and he can really function well within our organization. And it's a real plus for our organization to have him with us. And then there's another woman who comes in and she helps us receive and helps us shelve, and she's always smiling, and she just has a very nice disposition. And I also think she really likes being a part of the workplace and feeling like she's a part of the store. We really feel like she's a part of the store with us. We look forward to her coming in and working, and it's just been it's been a good experience. I think it goes both ways, which is it's very reciprocal.
And Pat, did you want to comment too on what you've?
Yeah, I would second what Judy just said about the two individuals on the payroll, and then I have the pleasure of interacting with the kids that come through the schools that we have associations with. And each and every one of them is a unique and delightful human being, and we figure out what they can do, and we kind of craft the job to fit their abilities, and maybe we even challenge them here and there, and they've lived up to our expectations and have done very well.
Well, go ahead.
Several of them have come along quite a way.
Oh, absolutely.
Since they started here. I mean, they start with, again, I wish we had a bag to hold up now that I think about it, but we start with putting stickers. We try to serve people on the spectrum at all different levels of abilities, and so we start with putting stickers on bags that even the most severely challenged people can do, right. And then they kind of work their way up the chain to, we even have one who can drive, and we have people who, receive books when they come in and shelf books, and
help customers. Help customers. Yeah. I mean, I really think they do a variety of tasks, and that's wonderful. And I have a daughter who has challenges, and she comes in and she stickers bags, and she feels like she is really a part of the community. And I think that that's what's also so wonderful about the mission is the community understands and is part of this process also.
Well, I think it's remarkable what you're doing.
It really is. We want to commend you for your efforts. You are a great example to other businesses out there of what can be done with our young people on the spectrum. And I don't know, you probably didn't hear us earlier this hour, but we were talking about Ann Coulter. I don't know if you heard, tweeted that in response to the debates that Romney.
She said, "I'm glad that Romney decided to be kind and gentle to the retard."
To the retard, which we gave her our Autism Ignorance Award. We would like to give all of you our Autism Activist Award for making the world a better place and spreading enlightenment and education as opposed to ignorance.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And that's been another great aspect is how the community has reacted and the impact that we hope that we have. And it's very important for us to have our folks in working positions visible to all of our customers, and we're right in the middle of our town because we'd like to change the perceptions that unfortunately, fortunately, we don't have many people like Ms. Coulter living in Maplewood, but we would like to try to educate our citizens as much as we can.
And Jonah's also done a wonderful job of having an assortment of books that parenting and special needs that really help the community and help a lot of people and in their journey when they're dealing with their children and how they deal with their children and making, the best decisions they can. And I think that the section that we have in the bookstore that it really meets the community's needs and the greater community in that way. Well, I think that's an important
Well, we commend all of you for doing such a wonderful job and setting such a great example for more businesses to do this. We want to encourage everybody to visit your website to see what you're doing. And of course, if you're in Maplewood, New Jersey, to take the opportunity to go into the store and become a patron to this wonderful, wonderful venture. We want to thank you all for being with us today.
Thank you.
And keep us posted on how things are going. Would you please?
Keep us posted.
Well, thanks very much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.